Well, greetings and good morning, BUS20 students. This is Mr. Doucette. This is week number 6 in our 16-week course in business mathematics here at Norco College, fall 2025. And this week we're going to be looking at chapter 9 on payroll and taxes. Now, you'll be working out some problems, different problems on different types of pay that people receive, hourly pay, salary, bonuses and commissions, things like that. You'll also be working a little bit on what's called piecework, where we get paid by how many items you produce or whatever it might be. So there's various ways in which you could be paid. And so that'll be a small portion of this chapter, but a predominant piece of this chapter is when we look at what's called your payroll taxes or your federal income tax. So you'll be calculating what your federal income tax is based off of your marital status, based off how many dependents you have, and then of course based on how you are paid, whether it's weekly, monthly, biweekly, etc. And that's a big part of this course is learning how to process and figure out your income tax. And so that's what we'll be doing, and that's called the percentage method of payroll. And this is where you'll be looking at different scenarios where somebody's married and how they're paid and whether or not they have dependents and what their federal income tax is going to be. And so we'll be doing that. I did do some videos on this, so very important that you watch the video because I go through the whole process because there's going to be some tables that you need to use. And by the way, the tables are the tables that you need to use are the ones for the 8th edition of the book because many of the questions still and many of the exam and quiz questions and even the check-in assignment are based off of the 8th edition of the book because the tables that you're going to be using actually change every year by the IRS. So if I don't give you the new table every year and update the questions every year, then it becomes a problem. So what I do is I provide the tables that you're supposed to use, so that way you'll get all of the problems correct on the quiz and exam. If not, I'd have to update those questions every single year, so I don't want to do that. And so with that in mind, I'm going to show you where to get those tables. And I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing my screen here and go to our class in Canvas. And that'll help you to be able to answer all those questions correctly. So here we are. We're in module number 2, and we have a couple more weeks in module 2. So I'm going to scroll down, and this week we're looking again at payroll. So it's make sure you do the README first. It's going to explain how this all fits into business, and then it helps Sienna as well, that you can see how it fits into her business, the health and fitness store. And then there's a study page on chapter 9. Again, work through some of the problems from the textbook as well as watch the video of me working out some of these problems. And then here's the formula sheet right here. So this is where you want to get your table information from. And that's why I provide the formula sheet. So if you scroll down to the bottom, you have this table right here. That's the amount of deduction value that you get. And then if you go to the next page, you have this percentage method of income tax depending on how you're paid, whether you're paid weekly, biweekly, semi-monthly, or monthly, and then whether or not you're single or whether or not you're married. So it's this table here and this table here that you're going to use to solve all of these problems on the quiz and on the exam. So make sure you use this formula and or this table. Now, if for some reason you go to the textbook and you use the one in the textbook, it's not going to be accurate because that is another year of changes. So please use this table. You're going to have a little bit easier time because of that. On the check-in assignment, however, you can use either one because I have the answers for both. But the quiz, it's asking you to give the answer, and if you select the wrong one because you don't know what it is because you're using the wrong table, then that could be the reason why you're not seeing the answer that you're getting. Anyway, keep that in mind. So that's the percentage method. So make sure you do that. I'm going to go back to modules here and just scroll down. So you're going to be again doing the check-in assignment on payroll and taxes. You're going to be doing it right here. Oh, the check-in number 6. So I have to. This one here does not need to be there. I'm going to get rid of that. Right. So you have this check-in assignment on payroll. Then you have your case study. You're continuing that, not starting it. The case study is also based on the percentage method of working out payroll because you're looking at Michael Smith. He was single and paid monthly. Now all of a sudden he's married and has multiple dependents. So keep that in mind. I didn't change any of these dates in here. So he's now changing his marital status, so that's going to affect what his monthly taxes are. So work the percentage method and tell me what his paycheck was or what his deductions were, what his taxes were, sorry, income taxes were when he was single and what his income taxes are now that he's married and has a couple of dependents. So, all right. So that's pretty much it. And then you have a quiz on chapter 9 as well. And once again, that quiz is going to have questions on this percentage method of payroll, and you're going to want to use the table that I provided in the formula sheet. So, all right, well, that's pretty much it for week number 6. If you have any questions or concerns, or if I confused you at all, feel free to join me. I will be having a Zoom session once again on Wednesday. I'll be going over the payroll percentage method again. You can ask questions. I'll step our way through it. I may even answer some other payroll type questions. So join me Wednesday at 11. The Zoom link can be found on the homepage in Canvas. Did I give you a Zoom link before? Yeah, I did. So I'll try and move this Zoom link down so that way you can just click that and join right in. In fact, I'll do it right now. I'll move it down to this week. I think I accidentally missed last week, so I apologize for that. But I'm going to do that. I'm going to change the date on this to, it's trying to let me go in. So I'll fix that. It'll have the correct date on it when you guys come in for the Zoom session. Just select that link and it'll bring you into the Zoom session at 11 this Wednesday, which is October 1st. So, all right, everyone, have a great week. You will see me on video again next week.